Star Wars, 2 weeks, guys. 2 weeks.
I don't even want
It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Are you psyched?
Ridiculous. Oh, are you kidding me? Like,
Can't wait.
I'm fangirling.
I know, right? Oh, man. Super fangirling. Everybody, welcome to Walking My Wheels podcast that talks about anything and has absolutely no structure. Me rolling through life with some pretty awesome friends. To my left, I got Matt. What's going on, buddy?
Not much. How are you guys doing, interwebs?
We're doing spectacular. Thanks for asking. And to my right, the man, the myth, the beard.
Just call me Chewbacca.
There we go. That was much better. So today, we're going to talk about Star Wars when we were kids. If you haven't seen the original Star Wars movies, we're going to ruin them for you.
Yeah, if you haven't seen them by now,
Yeah,
I'm
seriously.
sorry, but
yeah, we're gonna include the episode 7 also. So just be aware of that. And Rogue One's going to be out in 2 weeks, and we'll be back in 2 weeks talking specifically about that movie. But it's kind of like we're really excited about it. So we're going to talk about the old movies, favorite scenes, favorite parts, that type of thing. So we're just going to kick it off here. Life is going pretty good. We're happy. We're going to, I know Grizz and I are going to our office Christmas party tonight.
Right, yeah.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, so
Life is good. This is a good time of year for me. I always
And speaking, it's a masquerade,
it is.
and I'm using my Chewbacca mask.
So dope.
That's awesome.
So dope. I'm like so jealous right now. I got this like girly mask going. I got.
Do you have the John Williams?
Absolutely. Yes, Star Wars. This brings me back to childhood every time.
Just keep talking over.
I know, right? Seriously?
Yeah, I mean, actually, just to kind of like touch upon this because we're already going to be talking about Star Wars. I already tagged you in the post that John Williams will be going into work on the score for Episode 8.
Yes, and I am
really
so thankful for that.
Yes, he will not be doing it in Rogue One, but he's also, because if you've ever watched, there's a great if you look up on YouTube, because it's incredibly awkward and it kind of always because movies are not movies without the score. The score can make or break a movie.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think that John Williams in so many different areas, and I'll probably fangirl about part of it, in a minute here, anyway. But he made those movies. If you watch the medal ceremony from A New Hope without any music or a score to it, it is the most awkward thing that's ever been filmed.
Totally. And Chewbacca just seems sad because he never got anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't he got a medal?
Speaking of John Williams, he's so incorporated into a lot of things that I actually love.
Who didn't get a medal? Somebody didn't get a medal, and everybody's bitching about it on the internet. All right, you guys talk amongst yourselves.
Was it R2-D2?
I'm going GTS.
R2-D2. No, R2-D2 got basically rebuilt and shined up. That was his medal.
Dude, R2-D2 is pure game. He can pick up any chick in the universe.
You're just jealous.
Most vulgar character.
He steals my crippled thunder in the universe. Damn you, R2-D2.
Yeah. Most
but
vulgar.
He's all incorporated under your
my Christmas tree. My Star Wars Christmas tree. I have a Christmas tree that has, your basic green and red Christmas bulbs, and on the tree I have an extra set of Christmas lights that are R2-D2 lights, and it's freaking awesome.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
Yeah. So we had to put we already put that on the thing last week, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
just saying Star Wars. I mean, how can we not talk about Star Wars?
And my tree topper is a Star Wars Yoda Christmas hat. It's got green ears coming off of it. It's pretty awesome. I have a wreath, a flat wooden wreath that says Merry Christmas on it, and it's a picture of a stormtrooper's head with a
Christmas hat.
Christmas hat on.
Santa hat, yeah.
Yep. And to the left of the tree, I have a Star Wars stocking. So.
And to the left of that, there's a door.
There is a door. Exactly. It's a little on the Star Wars side.
I think my next tattoo is going to be a Star Wars tattoo.
Really?
Yeah.
Jar Jar Binks.
Wow.
How come you're the only one laughing about that?
Because it's funny.
No, it's not.
Because
remember, we don't mention him when we talk about Star Wars.
It's like the Voldemort of
Did I ever
He
tell
who
you
must
about?
not be named.
Did I ever tell you about my Star Wars tattoo idea? If I was going to get the Imperial and the Rebel logos, why I would put them where I would. If I put the
Go ahead, sir.
Well, if I put the Imperial logo, I'd put it on my left, and if I got the like left side, like let's say if I put it on like my arm, if I put it like right there, and I get the Rebel exactly, and then the Rebel on this side, and it's actually an AC/DC reference. So let's put some music and Star Wars, two of my biggest loves in my life, because in the line is, if the devil's on the left, then I'm sticking to the right.
Nice.
Beautiful. I always thought that was a little nice touch that nobody would get, but
That is good.
I like it.
yeah, but I'm excited. Just kind of anybody who doesn't know or doesn't really care or didn't really follow because of since the atrocities that were episodes 1, 2, and 3 were released.
1, 2, and half of 3.
Half of 3. Okay, no, at the end of 3, like it started to get darker, and like that was really good.
No, the best part of 3 when he gets pissed off and goes back to Tatooine and kills all the sand people. I thought that scene was great. I was like, that's why I wanted to see more of that. I mean, going and killing all the kids, bro.
I think they need to do a Star Wars story. Just name it Execute Order 66 or Order 66.
And just focus directly on that.
I really hate like if I go into a restaurant, like or like a fast food place, and on my order is 66. It always makes me a little sad.
The chefs are just being slayed in the background.
Exactly.
But why? But why?
Every time I think of that, I always think about it in
But the younglings.
Palpatine's voice. It's like, Execute Order 66.
I know, that's great.
Yeah. But no, yeah. I mean, it's going to be good. Now, exactly. Rogue One actually takes place because in chronological order, as it's been described, is if Episode 4, which was the first movie, A New Hope, the ones we all know and love. Rogue One is the story of how they get the Death Star plans for the Rebels to destroy it the first time. Not Return of the Jedi to blow up. This doesn't have anything to do with, episodes 7, 8, or 9. This is like, so if episode 4 is midnight, this starts at 11:58. So this is going to be tied into the universe that everybody's a little bit more accustomed to.
Yeah. But we get our first look at some great stuff like the Death Troopers, or people call them the Shadow Troopers, the black
Right.
Stormtroopers.
Yeah,
So-
I thought it was interesting because the Shadow Troopers are definitely something that's already known, and there's already I thought it was interesting that they're showing a whole entire new type of Stormtrooper that we've never seen before, especially in the same timeline that we already know.
Right.
Maybe it's kind of like the SS type of thing.
Like they're the Gestapo, the Stormtroopers.
Yeah, in essence, yeah, something you really wouldn't see. And they kind of had to come up with new characters. I mean, you could use everything from the same Star Wars film.
Right.
All the same things. But, I mean, you got to switch it up. You got to sell new toys also as a company. And if you create the characters properly, I mean, they'll kill. Like Episode 7, Maz
Kanata.
I loved her character.
Good character.
Yeah. Do they even have a toy out for her?
Yeah,
they do.
they have a pop.
Do they? Oh,
They
dude.
also have
I want that for Christmas, guys.
there's also Lego.
Hint, 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 hint.
There's the Lego set.
Yeah.
Also for like the battle was the name of that planet. Oh, it's gonna kill me because I know.
Battle Green.
No,
It's a green.
no, but like they have that battle there, and it has Maz in it as well.
If we're going to talk about
So-
Star Wars and Lego, I'm just going to go ahead and give props to Lego because their Star Wars line is probably the best Legos of all time.
All right,
Yeah, pretty
go
epic.
back to why Chewbacca didn't get a Lego or get
Get a Lego.
Why didn't
Get a medal.
Chewbacca get a Lego? He does have a Lego.
George Lucas, in an interview soon after A New Hope came out, said that Chewbacca doesn't really care for medals, and that's why he didn't get one. Now, I did hear on a side rumor that he didn't get it because he was very tall and it looked goofy. Princess Leia trying to put one on him on camera, so that's why they didn't do that. So two
You got
different.
a right
things.
backstory. Too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then there's a side story where she did give him one in a private ceremony.
Oh.
So, but that's not canon.
Of course. Well, actually, all of what everybody considered canon for years is no longer canon. When Disney took over, they basically took all of the extended universe and scrapped it, to save a few books or something.
Well, they kept the Clone Wars, their Disney shows, Clone Wars, and what's on now?
Rebels.
Yeah, which
Rebels.
I've been told the storyline is really, really amazing in that. It's really,
right.
It's really
it actually connects a whole lot from. It connects where Darth Vader, it really does a good thing connecting where Episode 3 leaves off and
well, that's why I thought the Clone
between
Wars
3 and 4. The Clone Wars are
it's between
That's
2 and 3,
earlier.
right?
Yeah.
Between 2 and 3.
That's no. Isn't that between 1 and 2?
No, that is 2. 2
Clone
is
Wars is number 2.
No, it's
Episode
between
2
2 and 3.
yeah. So it's after.
It is between 2 and 3.
Between 2 and
That's
3.
right, because 2 is when they introduced the clone troopers for the first time, set them off, and then
Execute
Gotcha.
Order 66 in 3.
You
I can't do it.
Execute Order 66.
Dude, that's great. I love it. We should start all our podcasts that way.
So be it, Jedi.
That was very good too. That was 2 different people, podcasters.
Your rebel force.
Fun.
This battle station
so-
is fully operational.
All right, so
Yes.
So I'm gonna let's go back to childhood. What? Man. Quick story.
Yes, please.
So my family and I were supposed to go see Star Wars at a drive-in. It would have been the second or third time we've seen it. On the way to the drive-in, and we got pulled over by the cops. So it's me, my mom, my 2 sisters, and my dad was driving. And apparently somebody had robbed a store down the road or something. So we got pulled over, and I saw my dad through the back window totally get arrested by a cop, and he got put in a lineup and everything. He stole something. So
That's awesome.
I don't know backstory. I don't know if my father was a big smartass to the cop, because to this day he's just just trying to hit his quota.
the son is anything like the father, he probably was an asshole to the cop.
No, dude, I stand down when it comes to cops, dude. I don't mess around. Yes, sir. No, sir.
Well, interesting choice of words.
Yeah. So that was funny. So,
Try.
but so yeah, just kind of funny side story. So, what was the greatest moment of the first time? Do you remember the first time you saw Star Wars, and what stood out to you the most, or what's hung in there, I should say, after seeing all the movies a million times? And what's the part of the series where you go, oh my God, that's what sticks with you? Because I know you could say, I remember the first time I saw Episode 1. I really don't necessarily remember it. I know I've seen it a lot, but all the movies I kind of look at as a whole. The Ewoks are a whole different situation.
I think,
but,
it's it's interesting because I know exactly what it is, because I was actually going to tie back to John Williams as well, because it moves me every time to this day. And I know, because this was what really sold it. Because I remember I saw, my dad was into it, but, it was one of those things that, you watch something, and we had a shitty little television in the living room. But that was also, everybody's televisions weren't really that big. Everybody had a big television was those big console televisions. You had to have the room for them, and we lived in a small apartment, and
tubes are 13 inches big.
And I remember they would come on TV, and my dad would watch episodes 4, 5, and 6 when they would come on TV.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the attention span to sit in place long enough, and he also watched a lot of other stuff where I was just so if he's watching it, probably I'm not going to be into it. But that was just the way it was. And then my stepbrother, he's the one who got me into it. We watched Episode 4, and I was like, oh, that was actually pretty cool. And I remember, because I guess I just didn't really grasp, because I didn't know what to call it, and it made me feel like such a dick. And I remember he said, I think I referred to an X-Wing as a Jedi plane.
How old were you?
I was probably about 8 or 9.
No, you're okay.
But
You're a kid.
But he also, he's just a little bit older than me, but he's it's called an X-Wing, you idiot.
Yeah.
And I remember he said that, I was just oh man, I was I gotta know what I'm talking about here. And that's when I started watching consistently, because I saw 4, but then I remember they did the THX VHS re-release where they did the remaster.
Yep.
And I got those, and I watched those constantly.
Yep.
But I remember the first time I watched Empire, when they're entering into the asteroid belt, when the Falcon's starting to break away from, like the TIE fighters, and they're like, going through, and it's the whole entire, that part with the music actually getting chills right now just thinking about it. Like the whole entire, the way the Falcon is just like moving, it was just so graceful, just beautiful piloting, I mean, it's epic, it's cinematic, the music just like brings you up, like, you can almost like, it gives you the gravity, like, the feeling of like,
No, is it the part when they first enter it, or is it the part when they go into the cave?
When they go into the cave, right then.
It's beautiful. The music gorgeous. Is just kind of, yes. Yeah, it's like I want to make love to this song type of thing.
It is amazing. And to this day, actually, like if I ever like upgrade anything on my sound system even, it's like the first movie I put in, and it's like that part immediately. Let me hear this.
Yes.
Up. That hooked me, and I've been stuck ever since. Never going to be.
That's awesome. Now, did he tell you, or did you know about the cliffhanger?
No, he didn't tell me.
So were you surprised when it all happened?
Oh, I was legit surprised when I watched it, and then I was like, oh shit, what the hell happens? And I watched Jedi like immediately after.
I remember that in the theater. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember that in the theater. And I couldn't believe it.
If you,
I am your father. I was like, what?
If we wanted to hook it up, I have the entire, all the soundtracks in their full remastered highest versions on my phone.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. So
Darth Vader, man. I mean, is
that what got you?
Yeah.
Like in the very first, like in
the whole evolution of Vader, like episode 4, he like walks in and he's yelling. I mean, like.
He wasn't so chill.
Yeah, he was.
He's like, do this for me. No.
Yeah.
He was mad.
And like he's walking in, yelling. There's Leia, and he like force chokes that dude.
Yeah.
Right there. But I don't know. It all kind of stems back to Empire. Like starts out on Hoth. And
the way he walks in.
In when the Falcon's going off, like flying off.
He's just like so cool and collected while everything's blowing up around him. It's like walking slowly while everything's exploding behind you. Yes.
Kind of like the beginning of Fight Club where the plane is going down.
We don't talk about Fight Club.
No, but...
we do not talk about Fight Club.
In the mass drop, or is that... Maybe it's Garden State that happens. I think it happens in both movies, actually. Where he's imagining a
where the fuselage rips off.
Yeah, he's imagining it, and he's just like, chill.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So,
but
sorry, let's bring it back to Star Wars.
Yeah, bring it back to Star Wars, damn it.
But no, just to ultimately for that chillness, just the.
There is a great evolution of Vader because plus his helmet always gets a little longer too, from where it was to Jedi. The length of his helmet.
He was a lot more hot-headed in 4. He was a lot more darker and like more evil in 5 in Empire. And then in 6, like, the human comes out. Like, what's underneath the machinery. It's really weird. It was really well done.
Yeah. Well, that was just development of the characters. You really kind of, in one way or another, cared for all the characters.
There was a lot of character development, just in general.
I think the thing that I remember the most is the beginning on Hoth in Empire, the AT-ATs walking. That blew my mind. I was like, because you didn't expect that in the beginning of a Star Wars movie. You go into it and you got these
armored lands
just walking across.
Monolithic.
I'm like, this is, what the hell am I watching? This is so amazing. I absolutely loved that, and that really, got me. I was a big Luke fan growing up.
Right.
I was, a good kid. What Luke wins. And
as a kid, I think I was more like the fan of Luke, and as I get older, I'm like more all about Han.
Yeah.
So,
Vader all the way.
You're a Vader fan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not in your heart. But he's good at the end, so.
Well, Anakin comes back at the end.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, he's just kind of a... Vader's just like, I'm not going to deal with anything.
Right.
Just,
There's so many cool things.
You want to talk to me that way? Okay, I'm going to crush you. Yeah.
Also, one of my favorite things is when the Emperor in Jedi, when the Emperor like comes to the new Death Star for the first time, we're all like lined up in the hangar. You know, I love that scene.
With
his Royal Guard.
Oh my god!
Yeah, the Royal Guard are awesome looking.
Man. They sell a 2-pack of those at Barnes and Nobles.
Noah has the pop of it.
He does.
The Royal Guard.
Well, they have
Royal Guard.
See, my Darth Vader little thing. They have a 2-pack of the Imperial Guard at Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, all this stuff is gonna get the picture. It's gonna go up on social media. Your apartment stuff.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about Star Wars.
I got a lot of Star Wars stuff.
You see, I always thought this would be great, and I know like if I ever just like won lottery, I want to have like 2 life-size Imperial Guards, like statues, like to entrance to my man cave.
Oh no, I put it right at my front door, outside my front door.
I don't want them stolen.
No, if I win $1 million, they won't get stolen. I'll make sure that happens. I'll have like gun turrets set up. People walk up.
Oh, okay. You're going to set up the trench run in your front yard.
Exactly. I won't let stormtroopers set it up because then the laser guns will never hit. Blasters will never hit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they can't hit
Easy
shit.
joke. Easy joke.
But.
So, yeah, but I'm fortunate enough to be old enough to watch all of them in the theater.
Yeah, I wasn't born yet.
Yeah. You guys are so young. So young.
So young.
So, yeah, all of them in the theater. I'll be 45. Actually, I'm going to be 44 on December 7th. My birthday's coming up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at you go.
Old, man.
Old. Yeah.
But no,
I had the privilege to rewatch the first 3 in the theater.
I did too, actually.
Yeah, when they got re-released.
And this is my love for Star Wars. Like, I mean, this is kind of how it comes back to me and the importance of it. The very first date me and my wife went on was the re-release of Return of the Jedi in '97.
Really?
In theaters. That was our first date.
Were you guys friends for a while, or was
March 22nd, 1997 was our
How do you
very
remember
first
that?
date.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Do you remember, or does she remind you so you remember it?
No, I remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
like
pretty awesome.
I got on her nerves though because we were watching it in high school, and I was like saying the lines with the movie.
Can't help it, man.
No, how can you not? I do it all the time.
Favorite line. Out of all 3, what's your favorite line?
Oh, wow. Why are you doing this to me right now?
Dude, this is great conversation because everybody
Hey,
listening's like, oh, shit, yeah, this one.
Here it is. Sister. When Empire.
Oh.
Sister.
Yeah, the way that
That's your
Vader
favorite
says
line?
that. It's just, it always sticks with me. Like, I don't know. It's just that whole.
That was Return of the Jedi.
No, the whole narration in, I think it was Empire,
No, it was
wasn't it?
it was
It's the
Return of the Jedi because that was at the end during the lightsaber fight.
When he told her. Yeah, when he
duel faked.
Yeah, he told he told Luke that he had a sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, because he was trying
Right?
to. Well, he was hiding in the dark, and he was like, going around. He was looking for him, and
that's right.
That's where he was. He
That's
was
when
kind of like, he was reading his thoughts.
That's when he goes crazy and he like.
Yeah,
cuts
that's when
Vader's
you
head.
realize.
No, and that's where he the coolest part of saber battles and all the movies happens. Yeah.
Your favorite line?
Oh man, I don't know. That's a tough one.
What does Han say right before he gets carbonized?
I know. That's my favorite line. That's my favorite
What?
line.
I love you.
I love
know.
you. I know.
Do you know that was
Ad-libbed.
actually? I like
was
one.
ad-libbed.
I feel like that has to be like on my tombstone or something. Like
I
shared
know.
headstones. I love you, and on mine, I know. I say I know to my wife all the time. She says I love you. I'll be like I know,
Cynthia and I used to do that.
but in like a loving way. She knows what's up.
Yep.
She knows exactly
Yep.
what I mean. But it's one of those.
Yeah.
And that was completely that he didn't have a line there.
No, because of the lore of Star Wars universe, saying I know is absolutely appropriate to anybody saying I love you, and they know that you're saying it back.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's perfect. You don't have to say it back. Like if you're in a new relationship with somebody and they're like, I love you, you can be like, I know. And it's your way of saying I love you back without really having to say it.
Wow. We went there.
We did
That's
totally go there.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorite parts in the thing is when it's in Return of the Jedi when Lando's piloting the Falcon inside the new Death Star, and Nine Nub's there with him, and he's like, blah, 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 blah. It's like, and Lando's like, I know, or something like that. the whole sequence right there just cracks me up every time too.
Yeah, it's man. I'm really thinking like, what's my favorite line?
Okay, we'll get back to your favorite line. I'm going to do favorite scene right now. Episode 7, when they get the Millennium Falcon and she's flying it and it's scraping across the ground.
I wasn't breathing that entire
time.
My.
That blew my mind. I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
No, you know what was the greatest thing? I know when the greatest thing you ever seen was when we saw it in IMAX 3D
stupid.
in the laser IMAX, and then the screen expanded and like there was more to the edges of the scene that we'd never seen before.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
there was a top and a bottom.
I thought Princess Leia in the metal bikini was the greatest thing I saw.
That was pretty good.
I will find a woman one day that will do that for me. I will. Have you seen the Hallmark commercial with the boy who gives a card? I think it's a Hallmark commercial. Wants to give a card to the girl that lives on the street, the house across the street. Little kid's like probably 10, maybe, and he's like trying to like practice like delivering it in a mirror and stuff like that, putting his hand out with the card in it.
Oh, the German, the German like big box store.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So he's trying to, practice, and his father notices and all that, and then he looks over and notices the stormtrooper mask. So he gets all dressed up in his stormtrooper outfit and runs across the street, knocks on the door, and did the little girl answer?
I think it's the dad.
The dad answered, right? And so dad answered, and so he's standing in his little stormtrooper uniform and hands out the card, and then runs back to his house. And then he's at his house having dinner, and the doorbell rings, and he opens the door, and it's the little girl dressed up like Princess Leia with the white in the beginning, looking at him, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna cry. I mean, it's such a beautiful.
It really
is wonderful. We'll put that. We got to make sure we put that on the page. It's a wonderful, wonderful commercial.
I thought
you have a lot of work. You should be writing this stuff down, like stuff you need to put on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you should be working on that.
Yes,
totally.
Exactly.
Both of y'all have cell phones too.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm just giving you crap, man. No, you know what's? I figured out what my favorite line is just because of the delivery and how it's been used in other things. Boba Fett, when they're talking about like freezing, Solo, and he's like, "He's no good to me dead."
Yes,
I love that.
That's good.
Absolutely, he's no good to me dead.
And the whole like opening length scene of Return of the Jedi when Leia's in that thing, she's taking Chewie to Jabba, and she's like, "Yoto, yoto."
Oh yeah,
yoto.
My friend Jose, if you're listening,
I used to remember
he
that.
does that voice perfect.
I used to do it when I was a kid. I got like the tone right. My voice changed though, so
it's much deeper, manlier now.
Yeah, but
that's great.
Nah, man, it's
favorite character.
Solo.
You?
Vader.
I like Solo, but I really like Maz. I mean, I love her character. So see what she does in episode 9.
I do have some love for Chewie though. I like Chewbacca.
Yeah. I like the way they wrote his character this last one. When he was talking about how he got shot. The nurse is like, "Oh, you must have been so brave."
Yeah, oh no, absolutely.
So, favorite ship.
The Superstar Destroyer.
Oh, the Executor.
Just the big giant Imperial.
That's the
one that
Vader's personal
that falls into the second Death Star.
Yeah, the Executor.
Yeah, I really want that Lego. So it's like
have you ever watched
pieces or something?
Have you ever watched the video where they took like
high speed?
They took a high speed camera. They took the Lego Executor and like nose down and dropped it onto the floor like it was hitting the Death Star. The way it crumbles and falls apart. It's like,
it's on YouTube, people. Look at it.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
But
so probably my favorite. I used to have a Y-wing fighter when I was a kid. I used to have that. That was
I have a thing for TIE fighters. The sound.
They have a cool sound.
They have a cool sound.
Yeah.
I like the look of them. I mean,
I like the ones what are they? The ones with the pointed.
The
X
interceptors.
The interceptor. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the interceptors are pretty cool. TIE Advanced are pretty cool as well. I always really liked.
That's a bad one. It's just the regular TIE Fighter over there. My wonderful friend Matt last year got me a TIE Fighter.
Yeah, I got the Lego Special Forces
TIE Fighter.
TIE Fighter.
Oh man, it was so awesome. And it was one of those things where I totally took my time and relished in putting each little piece of the Lego set together. Put the TV on and did like one piece every.
I think we're gonna have. I
so.
think we're gonna have to do that. I think we're gonna have a Lego put together party and watch the Star Wars episode and bring something over here and build it. I think that'd be awesome.
That'd be fun. That would be fun.
You know, it's the one that's really the best one because it's at minifigure scale. Is because it's both collectors and play. Is they have the Slave One.
Yeah,
Slave One's cool.
The Slave One is cool as hell. See, my favorite ship.
Yeah,
I mean, I like the Executor's pretty cool, but mine is actually a fighter that nobody really gives any love. The B-Wing. It's the one that's in a cross.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really doesn't get much love.
Doesn't get much. I love the B-Wing. B-Wings are cool as hell. I always thought those were awesome. And then when Battlefront, like when they were doing the Death Star, like the Death Star DLC, I was like, please let me choose a damn B-Wing already.
Now, is the B-Wing, is that a fighter ship or is that? I thought it was like
it's a bomber.
It's a bomber.
Okay,
it's a bomber, but it can be used for close fighter support as well.
Now, at the end of Empire, what were they on? Were they on a space station or were they in a ship?
They were on a medical. They were on a medical ship. Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot what the name.
I forgot what the name of that cruiser is. It's like it starts with a T, I think. What is it?
T-Wing?
No.
It's something class of a ship.
There's a class of that ship. Actually, I saw somebody made, and that's also a cool video to look up. I think it's on Vimeo, not even on Vimeo or whatever hell to pronounce it, not on YouTube. It's somebody made that ship out of Lego. Like, there's no set. They pieced together like collector's series quality. I mean, it's insane looking.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
That's awesome.
So the in Jedi, the Snarlack, I think that's what the thing was called.
Sarlacc.
We'll throw an N in there. That's fine.
Do you think that I don't like the fact that Boba Fett,
by the previous canon, he gets out.
Yeah.
He actually does get out.
They have to.
The baddest bounty hunter in the galaxy. And I know a lot of people are like, why do people like Boba Fett so much? It's like the extended universe. He's kind of a badass. There's this great thing I was reading, and because a friend was like, you don't know half about Boba Fett. You got to read this, and he kind of sent me this thing. Basically, he's outgunned, he's outnumbered, and he's on his he's got a ship that's definitely going to destroy his. He's going into basically breaking atmosphere. He's going into the atmosphere. He's coming in for a landing. But while he's coming in, and the heat is already blasting over the front, and it's all up. He opens up his back hatch, steps out with a rocket launcher,
as he's
hits the other ship. Now it doesn't blow up the other ship, but it puts a hole in the heat shield.
So when it's going through the atmosphere,
so it's going through there. So he just calmly gets back in, sits down, waits for his descent as they just roast alive behind him. And I'm just like, that's pretty badass.
Yeah, that is pretty amazing.
Yeah. It's Boba Fett.
Well, they're doing the Rogue One, and then in 2 years it's going to be Han Solo's backstory.
Yeah.
So
and there's going to be a lot of Lando in that as well.
Going to be a lot of Lando
and hopefully they do the introduction of Chewie.
They're going to do no. That's already been pretty much confirmed. They haven't said who's going to do it. Episode 7 they credited Peter Mayall as doing.
He did the sitting roles.
He did the sitting roles, but for anything else, scenes. It was sitting scenes. Yeah,
yeah.
But for anything else, there was this other cat that was doing a younger Scandinavian dude, really tall. Same height. Because they had to get somebody the same height, and that's not really.
Yeah, I was like, "There's no way." Peter.
How are we going to get a stunt actor who's the same height as this guy? And has the same build, so he can get in the suit and he won't be able to notice. But I think that he'll probably be in the new one because he did a pretty good job. I think.
Yeah, I think the reins are being put over. He did fine.
Yeah, I mean, and they didn't really credit it to him, but they also in all the materials.
It's out of respect.
It was out of respect. I thought that was nice of them to do that.
That's one thing I've noticed.
So far, everything they've done has been A1.
Here's the deal, man. Everybody gives Disney shit. Oh, it's Disney. Disney knows how to put out a good film.
Disney knows how to put out good. Yeah, they know how to put out good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, they really do. They put out a phenomenal theme park. Been there several times. But their movies, all the animated stuff, they put out good stuff.
Actually, what I said when I heard that George Lucas was selling it to Disney, I was like, a lot of people were like, selling it to Disney. I'm like,
they did the Avengers. How are you not happy about this? How are you not happy about this?
I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Like, I was like, and I have to throw this out there because I know it might piss off some people, but I'm just going to say it because there's a lot of things. There were many trespasses, but I think the worst thing that happened to Star Wars did the best thing for Star Wars by selling it to Disney. The worst thing that happened to Star Wars to me was George Lucas. Reason why is because he went back, and I thought those special editions kind of tainted and kind of ruined.
I fully agree with that.
Episodes 4, 5, and 6, and then Han, 1, 2, and most of 3 didn't do anything for me. I didn't like where they went, and the whole entire Han not shooting first thing. Like
Han totally shot first.
Yeah, Han shot first. He killed him in cold blood. He didn't give him a chance to pull the damn trigger.
Yeah, because that's something Han would do.
Right, because that was the thing. They were trying to show that Han was,
badass.
A badass. Yeah. That was his introduction.
Yep.
Didn't like that. I didn't like how they put in, what's his face, though, Christian Haydenson, into the end of, Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, that really pisses me off.
That pissed me off a lot.
That really upset me.
Like, leave old Anakin. He died an old man. Like, otherwise, why'd you leave in, Alec Guinness at put in friggin' Ewan McGregor at that point if you're going to do that? Why wasn't there a young Yoda sitting there? Damn it.
Yeah.
So was just leave well enough alone. And what happened was they sold it to Disney, and whatever anybody says is Disney knows how to put out a good film that's memorable. You're going to watch it over and over again. And they know how to merchandise
I'll watch
well.
Finding Dory again.
I will argue with anybody who says that this is that Episode 7, The Force Awakens, was
a bad movie.
A rebadged New Hope. It was. There may be similarities.
There's a lot of similarities to all three movies.
But I will argue that it is its own standalone film because it has aspects of all 3, 4, 5, and 6. And plus, they overstepped the bounds of what Kylo actually did because that was not in any of the original 4. The good guy always won.
Well, at the end of 5, Empire Strikes Back, I mean, the bad guy won, but it was like open-ended. And it's the same kind of thing, kind of happened here.
Yeah, but he actually, Kylo did what Vader couldn't.
Oh, yeah. He did do what Vader couldn't do.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. I thought that the way that they did that is great, and I'm really curious to see where it goes. And I understood where they were saying that. There's a lot of similarities. It wasn't an original movie. I'm like,
I think by the time Episode 8 comes out and we watch it and we know
here's the deal.
Rey's backstory, we're going to understand how 7 has nothing. It's not like
and we're going to catch that. We're going to catch her backstory, which is really important. It's going to be more storytelling, but I think it's going to be a lot darker. And they're going to follow hopefully Kylo and his ascending in power.
Well, and actually,
I think they showed the Knights of Ren. Yeah.
Well, go into the history of it. Now, I had a train of thought. Lost it. Keep on.
Because Luke was teaching him, and there was that part in that where he had the mechanical hand on top of R2-D2.
Well, he did that on purpose. He set R2-D2 to go back and shut down.
I'm just saying that, that. Hopefully, they'll acknowledge that whole scene.
I hope that they acknowledge.
I hope they acknowledge it, but I hope it doesn't. I hope it's not an episode that is not a prequel to Episode 7. I don't want to see.
I don't want to see.
I want to know about it. I kind of want to see.
I kind of want to know,
but I don't want it to be a prequel.
Maybe an explanation.
My biggest thing is I want to find out how Maz got her hands on Luke's saber.
That's got to come out.
That has to come out because one of the things that and there was an interesting storyline.
Didn't she say it was given to her? Maybe Luke
given or she acquired it. I don't think it was given. No, because he couldn't have. That was the saber that he lost at Bespin.
Yeah, but maybe he went back and got it and then gave it to her.
Well, the whole entire purpose of of those that whole entire thing that they were in, that was the trash system, essentially.
If it fell from Bespin, when he got his hand cut off, wasn't that the saber that Obi-Wan gave Luke?
Which was Anakin's. which was essentially, and which is why that Kylo was going after it, because it's Anakin's, it's Darth Vader's,
it's Darth Vader's
original lightsaber.
It's the one that's hanging on the wall right here.
Well, no, that's Vader's saber.
Yes.
This one that they found was the one that Anakin built.
Yes,
it was his
you're right. Yes.
saber, his blue one
that Obi-Wan took when he beat him.
When he took him, when he beat him, and he became Vader.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in that point, Obi-Wan had it. He handed off to New Hope. Gets cut off his hand at Bespin. By episode 6, Luke had to build his own saber, because that's part of the Jedi rite, is building your own saber.
Have you ever watched the YouTube mini movies, like fan-made movies? There's some really good production stuff. There's one I saw where the beginning of it was somebody making their own saber, a Jedi making their own saber, and it was just cinematography of it was so.
That's
on
part
point
of Rogue
really
One too. Is we're gonna know more about the crystals that go inside of that, because that's what they use to power the Death Star's laser.
Wonderful.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and like as soon as I saw it, I had that like whole entire feeling, because this is all stuff that, like, if you're a Star Wars fan, like maybe a little bit obsessive. I'm a little bit obsessive, but like when they go to that.
Have you seen my Christmas tree?
No. Yeah. I mean,
I have a mini Darth Vader holding us.
My whole entire computer build is TIE Fighter themed, and I have a Lego Millennium Falcon sitting on top of it, and a Rogue One U-Wing now on my desk.
The Millennium Falcon is dope too, man. That thing is so cool.
Yeah, I have a U-Wing from Rogue One on my.
I know what I'm going to ask for Christmas now. I got to get a bunch of Star Wars stuff in my man room.
Yeah. Well, last Christmas was everybody last year, because my first kind of Christmas divorce, living alone, and all that. I had a bunch of wonderful people just get me gifts, and everything was Star Wars. Like literally everything I got. The pillowcase that's on the floor behind you. That
is a dope pillow.
Yeah, it is. It is. I bought that chair specifically so it would match that pillow sham.
Wow.
Yeah,
I can understand that.
Yeah, it totally works.
Yeah.
So, but we'll put a picture of that also. You're on that, Grizz.
Yeah. He's like, man, I have to do everything.
I know.
No, but
Grizz has a busy day ahead of him.
Wow, he's like, not like I have anything else to do with my life. But no, what
when am I going to go see my mom? That was
Holy
shit. Man, that was dark. What a dick.
So anyway.
No, we'll get on it. Yeah. But no, the whole entire thing is like, when they get there, like those temples, and they've already touched upon it because they've already even showed the crystals, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
That planet, that desert planet, if you notice, there's like a huge like shrine that looks a lot like the Jedi Temple did on Coruscant. It's one of there's pilgrimage planets where basically that's where the Jedis used to go to get the crystals from there to build their sabers. I almost don't want to know anything about the new movie at all. Just go to it completely blind. Like, see the previews, see the trailers. Right. Like on the Rogue One trailer, I was actually disappointed that they released the fact that the guy who designed the Death Star is the main character's father. That bothered me. Right, and that she has a crystal.
I don't think that. I think he's the weapon designer, not the actual designer of the Death Star.
Well, still, regardless, the fact that her father's related, that would have been a great reveal in the movie.
But what the reveal is going to be is why he did it. So
right, or why he did it, or I mean, it's the Empire. Also, if you've read any of the books, I actually have to finish reading it. But there's a book that the final battle is the Battle of Jakku on it. It's called Fallen Stars that I bought. I need to actually read that, because there's a lot of talk when the Empire first takes over, with it. Yeah. So there's a lot of talk, like, like from the common folk, like on other planets, like what happened, why people went into the academies and everything to become, stormtroopers and pilots and everything like that. Yeah. One thing that I do wish that after the Han Solo backstory, I don't want any more backstories of characters that are already there. I want new characters. Like this Rogue One is a completely different ballgame. I'm totally stoked. Well, the thing is that they're going to fill in some things. Like there was talks of a Boba Fett movie. I think that would be cool, just because there was so little of Boba Fett. Yeah. Let's round out this character. Yeah. So technically, anything
because
they did a
horrible. They did because didn't he come from episode 2 with the clones?
Yes.
Well, yeah. Well,
it was the kid. It was the kid.
His father, Jango Fett. You know,
yeah.
he's a clone, but he's an unaltered clone of Jango Fett.
Yeah. So
yeah.
But how he became a Mandalorian and all that stuff, and like, you know,
well, he saw his father die, and he picked up the helmet. It was like, this is mine now.
Right, but I mean, there was like, you know, there's ties to it. Why did he continue? You know?
Well, I think they're going to do Obi-Wan as well. I think they need to do that because he was kind of a badass,
and he was gone for a while too.
Yeah, he was. I mean, you kind of. I don't know if that's necessarily.
I don't know if it's necessary.
I assume he kind of became a Jedi, and then when Anakin turned into Darth Vader, he was just like, I'm going to go hang over on this desert for a while.
I'm going to go into hiding and take some training from Qui-Gon from the afterlife.
He didn't do anything because most Jedis at that time started young, and you saw in episode 1 how they're trained from such a young age. And they even thought that Anakin was too old.
If you strike me down, I'll become more powerful than you can ever imagine.
Yep, I will.
Yes.
So, but... Guys, we've been talking for like 50 minutes here, so...
we're talking about Star Wars. You have another 2 hours.
Strike me down.
This is so awesome.
Take your weapon.
So...
Let the hate flow.
Let's just kind of wrap these things up, guys. I can't wait. See you guys in 2 weeks watching... We're all doing the Friday after Friday morning movie, right?
I took the day off, yes.
Did you? Yes.
Yes! I've got Thursday and Friday off already. I've had it off for a while.
I got the tickets. I'm going Thursday after work.
Friday... Do we want to figure out what our showing is, by the way?
We'll
figure that out.
We're going to do a morning show.
Course, yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
So is the theater that y'all are going to Thursday night, is that the only theater showing Thursday night movies?
Thursday night?
I don't think so.
No, it's open.
When the tickets came out, though, and you know, anybody local Chattanooga area, I panicked when I bought them because I didn't want to go to this theater originally. I've never.
That's
been
the
there.
thing. Like, I didn't know that every single one of my family wanted to go see this, so... You know.
Well, what's weird about it is
start that job real quick, Noah, so you can pay for your own damn ticket.
Yeah. Well,
no, it's not that. I just thought it was, you know, I thought me and Noah or me and Joni were going to go, but no, like everybody's going to go.
Now you have to have, yeah, all 5 of you.
Yeah.
No, but did you get the tickets yet for Thursday night?
No, we're going to though.
Okay, yeah,
better get on that.
The rave will
have it.
Old school rave,
and plus the 501st is going to be there at the rave. Which is
there's a bunch of guys who are local for 501.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
And they always go to that theater.
Yeah.
For the premieres. So they're
I went
going to be out there.
last year. I went to the Majestic for the premiere.
Well, that was awesome.
So all right. So here's the deal. The next on Friday morning, we'll go to like the 12 o'clock showing or even 10 o'clock showing, and check it out at the IMAX. Right? We can do. Are we doing 3D?
I mean, if we're doing it in IMAX, might as well do it in 3D. Well, there's a difference, and this is like, I will say this over and over. There's a difference between that real 3D, which I hate real 3D. I will not sit in a regular movie theater and watch 3D. It just messes with my eyes. And, you know, I've got glasses, but IMAX 3D is different. The way that they shoot that, there's like true depth perception.
I'd like to honestly go downtown and watch it in that theater because the crippled seating is way more centrally located.
Are you talking about
No, not
the Majestic.
The Majestic.
Oh, the Majestic.
Yeah.
Did they have They have IMAX there?
Yes. Yep.
We shall see.
Yeah, the Big D Theater too. Maybe we can do that. Get the recliner seats. Have the food brought to us. Drop the cash and actually do it up.
Do it up.
Yeah.
Do it up.
And then, listeners. Spoiler alert, because we're going to be talking about that for a while.
The way we're going to release these episodes we're going to release.
We can hold off. We can hold off a week on it. We'll record it right after, and then we'll wait a week and give you guys a chance.
Right? Yeah.
So
I know you said we need to wrap it up, but still,
I know, right? So all right, we're going to wrap it up.
Entrance music.
Everybody, thank you very much for listening. Matt, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No.
All right.
No.
Would you like to add anything, Grizz?
You'll never know the power of the dark side of the Force.
That's so awesome. And remember, everybody, even a speed bump can put you into light speed.
May the Force be with you.
I would have said any speed bump could be a jump to light speed.
Even better, we're dropping with that one. Okay, everybody.
Like, what?
Even a speed bump could be a jump into light speed. Ludicrous speed.
Go! Whoa, Spaceball 1, it's gone to plaid.
Thank you for supporting Walking in My Wheels. You can listen to us on iTunes, Google Play, and YouTube. Also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. If you have something to say, email us at walkinginmywheels@gmail.com. Keep being awesome people and #BeLove.